All right, welcome to our, I believe it's our third Public Safety Committee meeting. I know that the fire department has a number of things to go over. I'm not sure if Nikki, do you have anything you want to add to the agenda tonight? Okay, all right, well, let's begin with Mike Mandela, and he's going to lead the discussion on some of our emergency management issues. And we'll start with training, Mike.
If I can, I'd like to talk about the big picture, the bigger picture first.
Sure.
The city council approved a resolution providing for an interlocal agreement between the city and Grays Harbor County Office of Emergency Management. And the purpose of that is to maintain a comprehensive emergency management plan that gets refreshed and renewed every 3 years. The size of that document is over 470 pages. Much like the one that I had brought for the hazard mitigation plan, a very thick binder, that's a very heavy lift. To hire a consultant to do that kind of work would be well over the cost that we paid for the interlocal agreement. Extreme benefit. The reason I mention that is because soon the council is going to see another resolution to adopt the new 2025 version of the comprehensive emergency plan, in which there is an annex for the city of Ocean Shores, which covers all of the duties and responsibilities and the capabilities that we have to manage a disaster within our city. So you'll be seeing that pretty soon at the council, and I think that's actually going to help us quite a lot. Within that interlocal agreement that we signed, the city, 9 other cities in the county did, because it's a very economical way to achieve your requirements to maintain an updated plan, which is a condition of federal funding for grants, FEMA, and other federal agencies. So that leads to, you got a plan. What do you do about the plan? Does it collect dust? No. There are certain required trainings that many of us that work in the city need to have. As an example, fire chiefs need incident command system, ICS. Those are the most upper levels of training for incident command. Lower and subordinate levels need 100 and 200. And a lot of these courses are online paced, self-paced on FEMA's website called EMI. So what I'll be doing very soon as well for training is to develop a list of the classes necessary to maintain compliance with FEMA and other regulatory entities so that we don't risk any grant opportunities getting away from us. Now, you can talk about training, and that's one thing, but now because we have a plan and now we have some training and we have some capabilities and resources in the city, we actually have to do some exercises during the course of the year. They could be tabletops, they could be drills. But the purpose of that is to make sure that we exercise the plan, see what our capabilities are, see how the plan is executed, evaluate the execution of that plan, and then go right back to the beginning and edit the plan. What you'll find all the time when you exercise the plan is that we made some mistakes. It's either made because of lack of training, lack of resources, or an unachievable statement in the plan. So that helps enhance the plan and keep it current. So where's this money going to come from to do all of it, right? Right now I have no budget. And so what I promised the mayor and Scott a couple of months ago when we talked about this was that I will develop an outline for a small budget for next year that would cover some of the costs that we're looking at. But I'm also pursuing a particular grant with Tim Hiles in Public Works. He's the grant manager for grant. So we're looking at some money to actually enhance our capability to manage a disaster here with mobile resources, like a trailer that could be towed, for example, with mobile radios, portable radios to assign out to different responders from different agencies who might not have our frequencies. Talk about ham radio opportunities. Talk about portable generators. It's a small grant. It's written. It's due May 30th, and wish us luck. Hopefully you'll get it. But if not, I'll develop a budget for the subsequent years, primarily targeting the next biennium, so the city has time to actually assess the impact on the overall general fund budget to see how much we could actually afford to spend on that. But I guess what I'm saying is, I'll put that realistic budget, but we're still going to push forward with what I'm discussing so far, and there's much more to follow in the coming months. But giving this in small bites because it's a lot to ponder. But we're still gonna push forward with or without a budget this year, with or without a budget next year, because we have to. In short, that's our duty. That's all I've got. Any questions?
Sounds good.
Lisa. You have more stuff.
I'm done.
With that, we have,
Yeah.
we have 4th of July.
4th of July and provisional plan.
So 4th of July, we're going to have a meeting, a citywide meeting, I believe on June 5th. At 11 o'clock at the fire department. I think we've noticed some success when we bring all the involved entities in the same room. Police, fire, public works, city administrator, KOSW, everybody that's gonna be involved in the 4th of July holiday. It does fall on a Saturday. We are expecting Friday or Saturday, is it Friday? Friday or so, it's a weekend, so we are expecting large crowds. And we are having some staffing issues at the fire department. So we're gonna kind of be dependent on each other for resources and communications. So that pre-planning is taking place. Like I said, it's been a huge success in the last couple of years. And then we were trying to bring on some provisional firefighters to fill some vacancies. However, we've run into some civil service rules that will negate us from doing that. But we are testing for current positions. We're tentatively testing on June 17th and 18th. We have a ton of applicants as far as the EMTs go, but we are running short on paramedic applicants. So we have a couple contenders that I've called on and things like that, but we'll put out an interest to test here within the next week or two. We give people about 5 to 7 days to respond. And then we will go off that list and invite them to test on those 2 days. And we will compile a eligibility list for hire immediately. I think we're 5 or 6 down right now. So yeah, that's all I have as far as the provisionals and the 4th of July. If anybody has any questions. Okay.
You want to just do an update of the fire yesterday?
Okay, so we had a structure fire on Munhead Loop yesterday. We did run into a situation where all of our units were out on medical calls. Luckily, we had a unit heading back that had to go back to the station to actually get the apparatus. Assistant Chief Mandela, myself, and Inspector Bagley were first on scene, confirmed a working fire. I believe it started in the dishwasher. The occupant had opened up the dishwasher and it had flashed. She evacuated. She was the only occupant of the house. I believe the house was only about 800 to 1,000 square feet. It's a very, very tiny structure. No injuries. We got it knocked within about 20 minutes. We did get help from Fire District 7. They came in with an engine and a crew of 2. And as our crews started to get freed up, they started to arrive in units separately. So all in all, it went well, thank goodness, and nobody was hurt, and we put the fire out.
Allison, you're the only council member joining us, so.
I'm good. I'm really excited about the emergency plan. And I think it's something that's a long time coming. And so I appreciate all the work that y'all are putting into it.
Okay, and Chief Logan, do you have any notes you want to add, or no? Okay. Mike, anything more?
Negative.
All right, well, I guess that will be a very fast, I think it's a record. I don't think we've ever had a 90-minute meeting before. But the other
That's
things that we
it?
want to talk about, council already knows. I mean, you're already familiar about the South Fire Station. We're purchasing the modular unit. We're going to get down there. We're still going to have, as Chief Ritter alluded to, even when we get it up and running, we're going to have staffing issues. Because that's going to present itself a problem, just to maintain what we need down there. So we're going to have to be a little creative in how we address that. But you had your hand up, so go ahead. Do you have a question?
Yeah. So when do we think that may all start to move and get going, to get that down there?
Building and getting the foundation set and all of that will probably all happen in a very kind of rather short period of time, but when the station for it to finally become operational or we can actually use it, that is gonna depend on staffing issues. And
Well, yeah.
We're gonna have to have a longer
And
discussion.
By
It was a
chance,
bad, it was a bad couple weeks.
by chance, when looking at the budget, and I can't remember, did we budget anything for staffing, adding additional staff for that?
No,
Fire
that's gonna have to
station?
come back in a rate study, utility rate study, and that's gonna have to be a conversation, that we're gonna have, in order to get that fully operational and get it properly staffed. Minimum staffing for that would be what, two? Okay.
I mean, two to start with, preferably
Yeah.
4 down the road, but. we need two
And my
people.
understanding is, once we get that operational, that is going to decrease insurance rates for the people who live on the south end?
It should decrease their ISO rating just because of the response time.
Yeah.
Up here
Nice.
all the way, yeah, so it's a bonus, it's a long time coming. Been a lot of work in progress. I think Frank and Scott have done a great job in getting us something we can work with. The problem and you know, the elephant in the room is gonna be the
Is the
utility.
staff?
It's never gonna be a good time to bring it up, ever, but we have to address it.
No, it's funny, I mean, I know this is kind of apropos, sort of what we're talking about, but it's discussing it on the radio today. I remember when my brother, who was a firefighter, first testing, and he'd come back, you know, so extremely frustrated, they'd have 500 applicants for, you know, 2 positions. You know, he'd just come in and like throw his hat down and say, you know, I'm never gonna be able to get in the door. And now we're like, I don't know what happened culturally within that 15 to 20 years. Because
Now we're out begging.
the exact opposite. I mean, literally the exact opposite.
And we're not everybody is out begging. I think it was a culmination, kind of a perfect storm of the baby boomers retiring. And you lose that much experience in the fire service and then COVID and the vaccine requirements. And now I don't know a fire department out there that's not, or maybe even a police department that isn't looking for people.
Yeah.
It's almost a national epidemic, especially for paramedics. It's
Yeah.
crazy, yeah.
Well, I appreciate all the hard work that y'all are putting in for all of this. We are a much better city for it.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Allison, Township Councilman Klein. All right, that concludes our meeting. Thank you much.